Welcome to episode 3 of season 3 of Just a Breezy Chat. Um, this is the podcast to my YouTube channel Breezyville. I also have two sister podcasts. Two, well, three sister podcasts. Let me rephrase that. I have Sassy Southern Belle, Dark Academia Queen, and True Crime Lounge. You can go check those out as well if that appeals to you. The Dark Academia Queen is my new favorite one I've been doing, but I am going to continue on because we've got last episode was kind of short and this episode's kind of short, but I will say this, y'all. I have been watching Bridgerton, and after giving it a second shot, and let me just tell you, I'm glad I gave it a second shot because originally I could not get past the first season of the show. But looking back, I am glad I did. The plot was more than the perfect chance to give it a shot again. I also kept seeing clips of it on Facebook, so I was like, I gotta rewatch it. I've got to. But yeah, so I'm glad that I finished season 3 the other day. So I've seen Queen Charlotte. About to start a new show that a coworker recommended to me. It's called The Night Agent on Netflix. So we're gonna see how that goes. But it's been a very interesting few weeks. Not gonna lie, my anxiety has been a little bit high, and I think it's just because working two jobs. It's just really getting to me, or I don't know, and my stress levels high, and then I don't do good with crowds. We know that and everything. So yeah, if you've been born in the South, you know you were taught a customer service voice. If you were born and raised, you know what I'm talking about. But anyway, but before I forget, hit that like button, subscribe, and ring that bell for notifications. Now, let's talk about my first start. I started Wallace in 2016. I did not talk to anybody except for one classmate, and that was because I was constantly waiting for a ride because I did not have my permit yet. And I got really close with a family member who was grooming me, too. And at the time, I took his death really hard. Like, looking back now, it's like it took a long time for me to get to where I didn't hate him. Like after he died, I forgave him finally for what he did. And that took a long hard point, but I started Wallace and I took like two or three classes because I registered late and everything, but I was so happy to start that journey because I was doing something that nobody in my family had done before. And that was get a college degree. But I also had the first death of five within 1 year. You're probably wondering, um, how am I so sane after all this time? It's literally I don't know how to explain it. Like how most people, if they went through five deaths in 1 year, they would go insane. I'm surprised I didn't, but I also didn't allow myself the time to grieve. And I think that's something that's very important too. It's like when you're young like that, you need the time, or in general, you need that time to grieve. Um, but I also met a person who I wouldn't say he was my first friend, but I definitely did talk to him outside of class and stuff, and it was just nice to have a friend, especially starting a new school with people I didn't know, which was the goal in general. But yeah, but I would attempt to get my permit, Lord knows, multiple times. I literally think on that last permit test, they gave me a PD test. So, and I would stay for that test, but I would just choke. But I don't know, I was going down downward spiral in 2016. And I think it's because I didn't get to have a childhood and I wasn't dealing with all my issues that was going on and everything. But that downward spiral really started to hit, and I tried my best to keep it together for everyone, but I think at times it shows. If you go back and look at pictures of me on my Instagram from that time period, you will see, yay, my Sonic's on the way. Sorry, I ordered this grape slushy. No, but I'm saying like if you go back and look at my Instagram photos from that time period, you would see like where I was really starting that downward spiral, especially because my hair kept getting darker. And as much as I like me with darker hair, it's not that it's the most. It was the most unhealthy version for me. And unfortunately, I wish I could say it went away overnight, but it didn't. It took some time. But I was just emotionally immature and unavailable. I tried to do like some relationships and could never bring myself to go forward with talking to people, talking to guys, and that's hard, especially when you're an introvert. Still is in general, but yeah. But yeah, I was just very emotionally unavailable and immature. Like I was not making a lot of smart decisions. Because I wasn't really taught that. That's as a kid. Nobody taught me, and it's like that's literally also like a self-destruction path also really started to happen. Fortunately, I didn't do drugs or alcohol, but it was just like emotionally, mentally, I needed that. I went through that. You know how most teenagers go to a wild and rebellious period in high school? I got that in my early adult years. So I think you can imagine how that might have went. But yeah. Alright. That's it for this episode. Join me next time and we're gonna talk about my second semester at Wallace, and everything, and like some changes that were happening at that time as well. Alright, that's it.